Viridian City, the eternally green paradise. A first stop hub for new Pokemon trainers with world-class medical services and world-class benches. But what's really going on underneath the surface of this well-kept, pleasant town? How is the local economy doing? It's time for the second unemployment survey in our Kanto series, Viridian City. So, what is the best way to get a sense of how the unemployment is in any given city? You guessed it, we're doing a direct survey of every single member of the population here. We will make a determination one by one, tally up the data, tell you what we found. So let's begin with all the people standing outside, shall we? Number one, this is a human child, and therefore not eligible for employment. Here's somebody standing over here. What are you doing, ma'am? This is a master Pokemon trainer. Now, in terms of these master Pokemon trainers, there's a lot of them in this game. I think there's one for every single Pokemon. Whether we consider them just normal Pokemon trainers or whether we consider them some sort of researcher, it doesn't matter, because either which way, this lady's got a job. We have this fine gentleman sitting on a bench. Yo there. Kid from Palatown. Sorry, I think you meant kid from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. What do we think about this guy? Sitting on a bench all day. He does have some male pattern baldness going on. The only question we have to ask ourselves about somebody like this is there any reason to believe he is employed? He's sitting on a bench. He's not saying anything important. The only thing on him that points to any kind of employment is the fact that he's wearing a belt. But I'm not sure if I find that very convincing. So when it comes down to it, I see no reason to give this man a pass. He's unemployed. Hello, little girl with an oddish. Did you know that there is somebody about 80 feet to the left? If you go see by the flower patch, you bring your oddish over there, she will kill your oddish. Old man standing outside a gym. He's spending all day standing outside looking into a gym. Smells like retirement to me. You know, gray hair, hurt back, standing outside doing nothing all day. This man is retired. Oh my God, another old man. See, this is classic retired old man behavior. Sitting on a bench, giving advice to young kids who aren't going to listen to it because they think you're out of touch. Then we got this guy over here. Hello, sir. TM11 contains Will-O-Wisp. So this guy is back here handing out secret devices to train your Pokemon how to do things. Kind of like how if you take certain drugs, you will do different moves, like different dance moves and stuff. He also was tucked away behind a hidden bush like he's not trying to be caught, which kind of smells like illegal distributor of some sort of good. Which honestly, to me, that's as much of a hint as we're gonna get. You know, somebody selling computer discs in the backwoods. That sounds like employment to me. Ah, down in the corner we have yet another master trainer. We like master trainers, you know why? Because they're employed, that's why. What about you? I go shopping in Pewter City occasionally. Go shopping implies you've got money. In Pewter City implies you've got some mobility, because Pewter City's not very close. So most likely this person's not unemployed, but there's no reason to think they are employed, and I think they're also a child. And I think that's everyone standing outside. That was really very easy. Usually by this point we've had some sort of complicated, amusing question to go over, but most of those are pretty straightforward, which means now we have the enviable task of breaking and entering into people's homes and businesses. Let's start here. Hello, folks. You have the look of somebody who's unemployed and would be sitting on a bench, but we're not going to judge a book by its cover. Child in the house, also has a pet bird. That's cool. If you're raising a child actively, like they're in the house and you're raising them, even if you're doing a bad job like he is, you are not unemployed. You're not employed, but you're not unemployed. Next up, we're going inside the Pokemon gym. This is going to be a good one. You know everyone in here is about to be employed. This dweeby looking man, referee for the gym. And then we have loads of Pokemon trainers in here. One there, one there, one right here, one right there. Then we got two right there. And then of course, how could we forget the man who employs them all himself, Blue. Holy shit, he's gonna kill me. I didn't mean to do that, but he is employed, so God bless. Anyway, that's everyone in the Pokemon gym. Let's see what's going on in this building. Oh my God, it's a school. Some of the most important employed people in our culture are teachers. Thank you for your employment, ma'am. Then we got 3 useless kids, which is fine. And look at that, another master trainer just sitting in the back of the class waiting to beat up other kids' Bellsprouts. What are you guys learning about today? You're learning about the water cycle? Oh no, you're learning about weaknesses in battle. Fire beats grass, grass beats water, water beats fire. It's like rock, paper, scissors, kids. Wait a minute, why do they have an intercom? This is a single room classroom. Who's calling? Does the gym leader have an intercom to talk to all the town children? What's the purpose of the intercom? Next up, there's bound to be employment in here. This is a Pokemart. All right, so there's a master trainer here, but it's a child. So the child's a master trainer. Master trainers are employed, but children can't be employed. What's going on here? Maybe he's like one of those people from the Civil War or whatever, who lied about how old they were, so they're like 14 and then they were going in the trenches. That was World War I, but whatever. There are 151 of these master trainers, so it's entirely possible that a clerical error allowed a child to obtain a job. It's also possible he just looks small and is in fact an adult. Frankly, I don't really think it's my place to be asking these kinds of invasive personal questions. This man is employed. And finally, your favorite YouTube host of all time, moonlighting as a Pokemart guy. Congratulations on your employment, sir. I gotta say, preliminary reports here for Viridian City are looking mighty fine. There's a strange amount of children, kind of more children than you might expect. Why that is, I don't know. I guess it's not really my place to say, but it is my place to continue the survey. Into the Poke Center we go. Hello, stoic human child. How are you? Why are you hanging out alone in a Pokemon Center? Oh, you're not alone. You are with possibly your grandfather? Or maybe a kidnapper. Maybe his grandma is here at the hospital. Maybe they put his grandma... Do you think they put... Like if someone needs to be healed, like if grandma needed to go to the hospital, do you think they put grandma in a Pokeball? And give her to the receptionist? What level is grandma? That's what I want to know. What type is she? She's not careful. She's going to be a ghost type soon. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, this person's, he's retired. That's my assumption because he looks old. We got 2 more human children in here. And 1, look at that, a master trainer in the corner. Now, clearly, Nurse Joy, employed. She's a nurse. She's working at the hospital. But here's a question for you. What about this freak? This is a Pokemon, which in some ways is an animal, but it's an animal performing complex labor tasks on behalf of what? The hospital administration? We don't consider service dogs employed. You know, if we're surveying for employment, it's a service dog. It's doing a job, a complex job, but it's not considered employed. Do you think the chance he gets paid? Actually, you know what? I just solved this dilemma. I guarantee you, if this Clefairy got fired, it would not go out and look for another job. It's not capable. It's an animal. And it probably isn't even a fireable employee. It's not like they're doing performance reviews of the Clefairy. They probably just whack it with a stick whenever it drops somebody's grandmother in a Pokeball. Plus, if we count the Chansey, then we got to count all the wild Chanseys as unemployed. I'm not doing that. This Chansey doesn't count. It's an animal doing unpaid labor. Anyway, I think that's all the buildings in Viridian City, which means there's only one more thing to count. We have to check all of the routes leading away from Viridian City to see if there are any people standing near the town that are probably of the town. For example, hello, Master Trainer. You're probably residing in Viridian City at this time. Is that correct? I would imagine so, unless you're sleeping out in the woods, which you might be. But I think you're probably part of the population, so I'm going to count you. Oh, there's another Master Trainer. You know, the more of these master trainers I talk to, the more I feel like these people shouldn't count. Because I feel like they're probably traveling, sort of part of some wider group. It's like if you were in a city and like the Red Cross was there, just like doing cleanup work or doing COVID vaccines or whatever. You wouldn't count them as employed in that city, would you? So, you know, Yeah, I'm not going to count them. I don't like them. I don't like that there's master trainers all over the place trying to make us feel bad about our ability to train our own Pokemon. So I'm taking them off the list. I'm not counting them. Screw you, master trainers. You guys are just the hand of the government trying to put us holistic Pokemon trainers down. They're skewing the data too, you know? It's like 151 of you guys. Come on. And lastly, we just have to check Route 1. Down here. And I believe there's one guy down here that definitely is employed, and he is right here. Look at this. Wearing the uniform and everything. This man works at the Pokemart. And I gotta say, I like the cut of his jib. Anyway, that is all the data. We have gathered all the data for Viridian City, and I was correct. It is significantly larger than Old Pallet Town. So I'm going to send this data off to the Bureau. They're going to synthesize the information, and we will give you your economic situation summary, including the unemployment rate, in 3, 2, 1, go. Hello, folks. Hi. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to the employment situation summary press conference for Viridian City in Kanto. We had a lot of interruptions last time, so if you could please put your phones on silent, for God's sake. All right, let's get this going. Total surface payroll employment for Viridian City is at 16 persons, and unemployment is at 5.9%. That is from the data reported by the Bureau of Labor Statistics today. Excuse me. Viridian City is an old, semi-rural city located in Kanto with a total population of 34, a large portion of which, nearly 40%, are children under the minimum working age. So that's interesting. For your reference, 40% is nearly double the percentage of sub-working age people in the United States, and still significantly higher than the global estimate of Earth, which sits at about 25%. The main employer in Viridian City is a Pokemon gym, which serves as one of several continent-spanning dojos that help train Pokemon trainers in a competitive sort of semi-blood sport, widely enjoyed and obsessed over by nearly everyone that the Bureau surveyed in Viridian City. The other facilities that employ a lot of the people in the town, which include a healthcare facility and a small market, function as support infrastructure for that same sport. And the only other employer, which is a schoolhouse, seems to be completely oriented towards pipelining kids into that sport as well. So it's really sort of an economy supported by a single central interest of the population, which is, well, we'll talk about that later. As the Bureau continues its enumeration of the entire continent of Kanto, one of their objectives will be to determine if the sport serves any additional non-entertainment function, as well as noting any employers or industries that are independent of that Pokemon battling sport. As you can imagine, economies that are centered around one particular thing, especially if that thing is not an essential good or service, those economies tend to be not unstable or unpredictable, even just a little bit higher risk. It can just take one sort of disastrous event to collapse the entire thing. Diversifying tends to be better. But, you know, I'm not the president of Pokemon Land. 5.9% puts Viridian City at the top of our unemployment list, believe it or not, which tops the previous leader of Riften, which had a 7.8% unemployment. This data came from a direct survey conducted by the Bureau over a single day. As we continue enumerating the rest of the cities in this continent, we'll sort of start synthesizing a lot of this information together. And once we get to the end, we can really draw conclusions about the economic situation of the entire continent. It's entirely possible that Viridian City is unique in that it relies solely on this one industry, and that the rest of the cities are going to be totally, you know, fine and independent and healthy economies. But that remains to be seen. Another thing that remains to be seen is whether or not you are going to post a comment on this video saying that you liked it. Please do. If you did, that tells me that I'm making the content you want to see, and that's what I'm here for, because I'm here to serve you. And if you want to be here to serve me, you can support me on Patreon. This is a Patreon-supported channel primarily. That's the main reason I have the time and the energy to do these videos. So if you want to see more, patreon.com/any_Austin. Thank you all so much. I've got a song for you today, as I usually do. If you like it, go listen to it. And if not, just click on one of the videos in the end card, watch another one of my videos. The algorithm loves that. I will see you all next time. Goodbye.
It was a dream. It's sad. All the girls are taken.